Sure. So my name is Mickael Bougis. I'm working for EA, and I'm product manager Europe for Rockband, and I'm mainly in charge of the relations between EA and the studio Harmonix.
Yeah. How long have you been working at the company?
Oh, that's funny. So I mean, I started to work on Rockband. I was working for Harmonix in the US, Boston. I was in charge of hardware production. I mean, I was not in charge. I was working on our production on Rockband 1 and Rockband 2 project. And then I moved to EA 2 years ago, where I worked on Beatles Rock Band, Green Day Rock Band, and Rockband 3 project.
There's been people have been criticizing in the last year that there have been too many music games being released in such a short period. What do you think about the critics?
Well, I think that, you know, on the Rockband franchise, it's not really true. We're usually releasing one game per year, and no more than that. I mean, then we release track packs and stuff like that. But it's not game. It's more add-on to a game. I think that last year we were really focusing on band titles like Green Day, the Beatles Rock Band and Green Day Rock Band, which was kind of a different target and a different audience, because it was more for, I mean, you know, basically I think you have to love the Beatles if you want to buy the Beatles Rock Band. So, I mean, you know, if you look at that, we released Rock Band 1 in 2007, and we are now at Rock Band 3, so that's, you know, three titles plus 2 band titles in 4 years. I don't think it's really a lot.
Has the Beatles and the Green Day Rock Band been successful compared to the second one?
Well, I mean, it's very different audience, but yeah, I mean, you know, I think it was really 2 successful titles. We learned a lot in doing those titles, because I mean, you know, when you're working with the Beatles, for example, you cannot screw that up. So I mean, you know, we really learn a lot of key competences that we bring now in Rock Band 3. You know, for example, the vocal harmonies, or I mean, yeah, no, I think that was successful titles and really interesting titles to work on.
When you worked with the Beatles and the Green Day Rock Band, you worked very close to the artists, of course. Has there been any artists have been helping you with the Rock Band 3?
Well, it's more a question for a studio, because I mean, you know, I'm working in publishing, so that's, I mean, I'm not directly working with artists, but I mean, you know, I think that at Harmonix, I think that something between, I would say, 50 to 60% of the people working in the studio are musicians. Okay. So I mean, and some of them are, you know, some of them are the songs in rock bands, for example, Band Camera, or I mean, a lot of different bands. So I mean, those people know what it is to be on stage, and you know what it is to do music and produce music. So I mean, I think we have internal musicians.
Do you know when they came up with the idea to have a keyboard?
Well, that I don't know exactly when that was, but I mean that was something they were looking for a long time ago, and you know, people were asking for that in forums, and for us that was a really good idea, because I mean, you know, for a part of the music, for example, if you want to play Bohemian Rhapsody or if you want to play The Doors, that really makes sense if you have a keyboard. I mean, you know, you really want to play the keyboard stuff. Just imagine playing Bohemian Rhapsody without the keyboard, without the, you know, the key outro. Oh my god! So then it was quite difficult to, you know, find the right window. I mean, you know, it's easy to do something far too easy, where you're just pressing 2 buttons and it's kind of play school keyboard, and then it's easy to do something that is far too complex, and that's exactly like playing a real keyboard. And you know, the window in the middle of that is really tiny, so it took time to find this window, but I think we found it.
The game was released
last week.
How has the reports been so far?
I don't have the first sales info for the first week, so I mean, you know, I have no idea.
But here in Sweden, it's been difficult to actually get access to the instruments. An explanation?
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, I read a couple of blogs and a couple of articles on that. I mean, at EA we're not in charge of hardware, so I mean, I cannot really tell you what happens, and you know, you should really contact Matt Katz if you want to talk about that. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you know, I know that they have more hardware coming, so I mean, you should really receive much more hardware soon. And I mean, at the end, I think that this hardware is very innovative, very innovative. So of course it takes time, and you always have surprise in the production cycles. I think as well that a lot of people were saying that the music category was dying, and when we see all the comments about people that want new guitars and want keyboard, I'm very pleased because it's not dying at all. So I mean, no, at the end, I'm really pleased, and you will receive much more hardware soon.
But it sounds, at the same time, it sounds strange that I mean, it's been a title that people have been expecting.
Yeah.
And when it's released, there's not enough instruments for.
Well, I mean, the whole messaging around Rockband 3 is that basically you don't need new hardware, and you don't. I mean, we really want people to use what they have, and that's exactly why we are not doing bundles, because we think that you should not have 3 different drum kits at home, or you should not have 10 guitars and stuff like that. So I mean, we're really saying to everybody, hey guys, just use what you have at home. If you have a Guitar Hero drum set and a Rockband guitar and Lips mic or SingStar mic, well, play with that. And then if you want to expand, and if you want a keyboard, or if you want a Mustang guitar, well, buy it, and we'll be really happy to sell that for you. But yeah, we're not expecting people to spend 400 euros or something like that to experience Rockband 3. That's not the idea at all. I mean, we want to respect the investment that, I mean, people spend some money in plastics, and we want to respect the investment, and that's exactly also why Mad Catz is doing the MIDI adapter, because some people has, a real drum kit at home, they should be able to use that and playing Rockband with that. So that's the whole story on that.
So real drum kits, digital drum kits works with a game?
Yes, I mean, basically real drum kits, real keyboards. I mean, everything that has a MIDI output, we have this. I mean, Mad Catz is doing this kind of MIDI adapter, and you can just plug your MIDI keyboard or MIDI drum kit in the MIDI adapter, and then the MIDI adapter to the console. So that's, you can use that and play Rockband with that. I mean, that's that's the same spirit. I mean, people have done an investment in a keyboard or a drum set, and we want them to be able to play with that and experience that.
Have you been playing the game yourself?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, which is your favorite instrument from the new ones?
I think I really love the keyboards, because it's really accessible. I mean, you can start in Pro mode. It's really accessible, and you really have the feeling that you're playing. I think the Mustang is crazy. The Mustang is amazing. I mean, I was on stage 3 days ago in Paris, and the feeling is great. The feeling is totally different compared to previous guitars, because you have strings and you're doing the real power string, and when you're thrumming, it's just bang. I mean, you spend 2 hours and you're starting to play the White Stripes or something, which is crazy. So I really love that. Then the difference with the Mustang is that you need some more time to really take the habits. And I mean, I used to start. I mean, I started with the training mode and spent 2 hours on that just to just really understand how it was working. But yeah, I love those two instruments.
And favorite song in the game?
I would say Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, it's quite. I mean, I love the Doors too, Breakout Through. So I mean, those 2 songs. On those 2 songs, the keyboard part is amazing. It's amazing.
Can you tell us, for those of you in this interview, where you're going next? Your future plans?
Sure. So I mean, that's a long European tour. I'm leaving Stockholm tonight, going to Helsinki, because I'm going to the TG Expo show. And then tomorrow evening I'm flying to Madrid, because I'm going to the MTV European Music Awards, where we're having different activations there. So yeah, quite busy week.
Ja, men jag tror det blir bra så.
Ja.